like me, who looks like you, uh, to be alive and to be born, even despite COVID. Um, no, we will realize, even for persons who are gainfully employed, that maybe the money we're making isn't strong enough and we may need other opportunities. And so now we are going to be talking, it is a layered conversation. We're going to be talking about networking, career opportunities in terms of finding career opportunities, as well as creating your own career opportunities. So that's what our conversation is going to be about today. No, if we backtrack to the COVID conversation, yeah, we have got there so far a little bit. Even huge, big corporate entities, locally and internationally. So it's not a case where, okay, I'll just hop over to Cayman or I'll go to the States. The States has recorded their biggest unemployment numbers like ever, millions of people out of work. NCB laid off over 100 people and closed 3 branches since the summer. And so, and for many persons, even as you matriculate into possibly getting a job for someone, it may become very apparent very quickly that just having one job might not cut it. It's a harsh reality, but it is true, right? No, the white horse and the savior runs in because the internet is still full of opportunities that you can use right now. You can actually use the skills that you already have. You can use the education that you've gained because you're studying at UTech, you're doing a degree. So you already have core competencies, you already have information, you already have skills that you need to actually excel and do well, whether it is creating your own opportunities or taking advantage of opportunities that are available online for you, right? So to contextualize the entire conversation to the digital platforms that are available to us now, what are they? So social media, we're very much aware or familiar with these. These are the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. All of these platforms provide networking opportunities, ways that you can connect with other persons who not only are within your reach or your immediate network, but that expand beyond that. If you want to get in touch with somebody that doesn't even live in Jamaica, if you want to talk to the CEO of Twitter today, you can. That's what social media, that's what the internet, that's what online has allowed us the freedom, the possibility, the opportunity to do, right? So we have our social media platforms, but social media is not it. Social media can start the conversation, can open a door, can establish a relationship with you and a particular entity, with you and a particular person or organization. However, there are other platforms that can help to either round out or deepen those relationships. So those other digital platforms include things like email, include things like blogs, and guys, we have a lot. We have a decent, I wouldn't say a lot. We have some very good blogs here in Jamaica. We have some Jamaicans, so maybe not living here, but around the world, who are doing amazing things with blogs, and it is possible for you to do that too. We have podcasts, and I'm sure that you guys have seen right now that there's been a huge uptick in the number of podcasts that are around the place. Now, shameless plug, the Digital Jamaica, which is our other platform, DDA's, Digital Disruption Agency's sister platform, has both a blog and a podcast. Now, and I'm gonna get into why we did that, right? So you have your blog, you have your podcast, you have your email that I would have mentioned before. You also have your website. Now, your website is or would be called a digital home, right? Now, a lot of us shy away from having websites, but the truth is establishing your legitimacy, establishing who you are, when you really understand what it is that you're sharing, showcasing with others. This is somewhere that Facebook can limit your reach, and Instagram can't bury you. And when Snapchat crash and decide that you violated some obscure term of their agreement that you never know about, that them never tell you, that they can't even explain why them shut down your account, the platforms that you own, including your website, is really what comes to save you. Anyway, so that's just a quick background intro to the various digital platforms that are available to you. It's not just Facebook and Instagram, right? In addition to those individual spaces, there are actually resources and specific websites that you can access from right here in Jamaica, where you can showcase whether it is your skill, your talent, your ability, whatever that is, right? So that's a big introduction, background, establishing framework for what we are talking about today. All right. So these digital platforms that I have just introduced have created a lot of opportunities for careers for you and me. One of those shining areas is telecommuting. Now, in Jamaica, people just are finding out about telecommuting, but telecommuting is not something new. It's literally your remote working, but we have been forced to, and I mean, if we can't give COVID anything else, it's that it's pushed us, it's forced us to really start taking digital seriously, right? But telecommuting, we've been forced there. Many companies, for the first time as a part of their COVID-19 response strategy. But there are online telecommuting opportunities. There are things that persons that we can connect with online, whether it is that you're doing it as a side hustle or you're doing this as your main source of income, right? You don't have to be within a physical location in order to provide a particular service to persons. Now, while going to school, / for those persons who may want a side hustle situation, there are things like virtual assisting comes to mind, that literally you don't have to be in one place. Also, what I do in terms of social media management, digital marketing is something else that doesn't require being in a particular physical location. Even some of our more traditional roles and jobs, we're realizing, if you really think about it, you don't have to be in a particular location or space. What is important is constant communication. And guys, there are a lot of tools that are available online to help foster or facilitate having that constant communication with your clients, with the organization that you work with. But just because it's online doesn't mean that it's easy. These things that I'm gonna talk to you about today, they take work, they take attention to detail, they take commitment, they take going the extra mile. It's a way for you to get in front of who you want to notice you. It's a way for you to access or open certain doors that otherwise may not have been available to you, right? And I would have alluded to it earlier, getting in touch with different persons who otherwise you can't call them, you can't access them in other ways, but we can subtweet and we can add them and we can comment on their photo and literally have a genuine interaction with these persons or organizations that can provide us with opportunities as you matriculate, right? Now, we have a lot of local examples of persons who have actually used the online platforms, particularly social media, to create opportunities for themselves and to actually build their own opportunities online. We take a look at somebody like Terry Carell Reed. Terry Carell is a medical doctor, you know, she's a vet. That's what her training, I think, is veterinary science she studied. That's what her training is. She's Dr. Reed. And in coming back, she realized that her training that she got in Cuba was not recognized here, and she'd have to do a whole another set of training, and the money never did it. And all of those other obstacles came into place. Yes, Terry Carell is a media personality, and that has an form of Miss World, and that has laid a certain framework for her to be able to matriculate to the online space. However, her use of the digital platforms can create a bit of a framework, can inspire or to show you a way to present yourself professionally while still remaining authentic, and still connecting with your community rather than sitting on this high horse of, oh, I'm an influencer. Yes, you are, but how do you approach? How do you actually connect and build relationships with persons? So that's why I mentioned her. And a lot of the opportunities that have come her way haven't particularly been because of digital rising stars. It has been because of her posts on LinkedIn. Guys, if you're not on LinkedIn yet, I know a decent contingent of you guys should be in third year or about. It is important for you to establish your LinkedIn account. If there's nothing else that you do at the end of this conversation, if you would have created your LinkedIn account and fully outfitted it, I'd be happy. Now, when we talk about fully outfitting your LinkedIn account, we're talking about actually having your correct government name on LinkedIn, please. Capitalizing your name where appropriate, please. A lot of the projects that you're doing at school, whether you're doing a case study of a particular business, whether you're doing a press release, it might be in media, whether you have written an essay or an investigative report about the, I don't know, biotechnology or the effects of IT on students' learning. Whether you're studying education or you're doing medicine or you're doing law, it doesn't matter what it is that you're studying. It's very important to position yourself to take advantage of these different opportunities. As students, you may not have a work experience within an organization, but you do have skills that you're building. You have skills that you already have, whether it is that you have a knack for writing, or people say that you're good in front of a camera. The same very assignments that you're doing for school, you can transform them into content. You've already done the work. You don't have to redo anything. For the most part, a lot of the work that you would have done already would be sufficient. Now, whether or not you go the extra mile to add a photo, to do a graphic, do a video explaining, you could even record some of your presentations that you may be doing for school and share it, because you are building your own portfolio. You are building your repertoire, your portfolio, something that you can show to a potential employer to say, this is what I can do, as well as to get noticed within the particular field that you are trying to burr your way into. Guys, it's not snap your finger. You don't wake up one day and, oh, I'm Miss Popular online. But once you can gain a certain appreciation, once you are serious, once you're dedicated, and the truth is, with the current reality as it is, with people who have been employed in organizations for years, getting laid off, with the situation and the climate as it is right now, you would really have to show. Proof of the pudding is in the eating, to show, how it is that you provide value to this organization, how it is that you can have an impact or make an impact within this space, within this business, right? So that's what you are starting to build, and what you'd be starting to do on a platform like a LinkedIn, right? So yes, so you could look at how somebody like Terry would have used or uses LinkedIn to see how you can do it for yourself. No, how about if we come off of Terry and go to some other Jamaicans, local persons. There is Viviana of Viv Hair Therapy. Does anybody in the chat follow or know of Viv Hair Therapy on YouTube? You can actually just drop it in the chat. I'll okay. Shantae says no, don't know of Viv Hair Therapy. No, Viviana gets a couple million views on her hair YouTube videos. Like, one of her videos can span from 700,000 views to 1,000,000 views per video. This is a Jamaican living in Jamaica. She have hair like a mine, in a lock, it loose, it's out. And she literally does tutorials, she does videos, she tries different stuff in her hair, she tries different products, she gets sponsorship deals, she charges in US dollars for her partnerships with different brands and organizations. So Viviana, regular girl, regular, right? Is doing it, and is doing it online. That's one example. We'll have somebody else, Alexandra Daly. On Instagram, she's just.lexi.simple, and Lexi is doing the thing online too. She calls herself a content creator, and ultimately she is an influencer, but she's super duper creative, right? She would do a lot of visual concepts, and come up with a totally alternative perspective on how to look at something. I'm actually gonna show you. I'm gonna show you her page, just to give you an idea, to say this is a way that you from wherever you are, no matter where you are, you can actually create some of these opportunities for yourself. So I'm gonna share this with you. Okay, so this is Lexi's page, and she's actually a micro influencer because she has less than 10,000 followers, right? But based on her work online, she's been featured by Digital Jamaica. She was one of the Digital Jamaica people to watch in 2019 under the category Digital Influencer. And she was featured in the Flair this year. And all of this is based on her creative work that she would have done online. Lexi creates a lot of super creative shoots. Now, her thing, she's artistic. Lexi works at DBJ, okay? All right. Her work, her 9 to 5 doesn't have a sure connection to her thing that she's doing online. However, this has provided her with an additional source or stream of income and allowed her to express her creativity in her own way, however it is that she wants to. Now, if you'd notice or realize within her posts, there is a certain look and feel that remains very consistent. Here she's talking about mental health because it was Mental Health Day recently. But if we go back onto her feed, there's a certain aesthetic that's maintained on her page. She also utilizes a bit of color blocking. So she will use themes. So this was a brown theme. So if you realize, being very deliberate about the colors that she would use, then it transitioned over into a yellow theme. So down to the clothes and the props and the accessories and what she go places would be very deliberate and deliberately chosen. Now, this would have been an example. We all know influencers and have an idea about influencer marketing. This is one example of a partnership that she would have done. This one was with Rosen Skincare. And you can be sure this package was provided to her. It's a sponsored post. They likely paid her for this. And based on building a community, you see all of these comments? This is a community. That she was able to build over time, right? So that's Lexi. So this is somebody who would have taken their own things that makes them happy, going to the beach, hanging out with friends, whatever, and created other opportunities for herself online. And so literally you can take the things that you are passionate or that you like, that you enjoy, and translate them into the online space. All right, so that was Lexi. I'm also going to go over to someone else. I'm going to go over to Janelle of Simply Local Life. Now, Janelle is a travel blogger, and if my internet would only work with me. Okay, yeah, while we're waiting for that to come up. But the idea or the point behind what I'm doing is you can take your own ideas, whether this is something that you are passionate about, something you like doing, or this is something now that you're trained in. This is an area you have a particular level of competence in. You can share and showcase that information. You can share that with your community online. So this is another Jamaican, Simply Local.life. Her name is Janelle, and this is her business, really. She's a travel blogger. And so she's taken her desire. I think it's her thing actually started out with she told herself she's gonna travel more 1 year, whether it was 2018 or 2019. And she literally decided to document it and to be intentional about this. Now she left her job, and this has been her sustenance, her way of life, how she make money online, by going to these various spaces, whether they are restaurants, whether they are retreats, whether they are locations, and share information, share deals, provide additional information, contextualize certain stuff. She also has created her own different opportunities where you could go with her somewhere, different tours or whatever. She does those occasionally as ways to make additional income. But these are two individuals, persons who have used their passion and their desires to actually create opportunities for themselves. Now, if you have a particular competency in an area, and I'm going to use Digital Jamaica as the prime example for that. Now, if you are studying a particular topic or area, it doesn't matter what that area is. It may be chemistry, it may be economics, it may be sociology. No matter which area, and you want to align yourself professionally within that space, why not start talking about this area, this thing that you're actually interested in? If you're even doing accounting, something that to me is as boring as accounting, but you could provide value for me. I don't like it, but I have to do it, How can I get some information? What's an easier way to do something? What advice can you share? And it may even be something that helps you study, because now you're reiterating things or concepts that you would have been learning over your course of study while establishing yourself as an expert. Now, we all know you still don't know half of the things, but you're sharing the information that you do have. In going online, nobody's asking you to do anything but talk about what you are an expert at. Nothing. You don't have to be Gary Vee. You don't have to be Terry Carell. You don't have to be Nicole McLaren Campbell. You don't have to be any of those very popular persons in order to start building a community or to share your expertise online. Now, if you're an expert in a particular area, you can actually start sharing information with others based on what it is that you know. So, for example, tonight, Katie and I are going to go live on our Instagram. We're talking about FOMO, fear of missing out, and that marketing strategy, and how you, businesses, entrepreneurs, individuals, can understand this concept of FOMO and then in turn use it within their marketing strategy. How does it work? When to use it? What is it? So, whether it's a humor or comedy, we say, stockpiled toilet paper because of Corona. You didn't want to miss out. You didn't want to not have tissue. Right? So it's a great point that drives home what your message really is and why it is that you're talking about this, right? So you can leverage digital online to talk about different things. These are in the news feature where we talked about some different things happening, digital news happening within the space. BOJ launching a fintech sandbox, actually inspired Lasco Financial Services to do an cashless e-commerce platform for people who don't have no bank account, MSMEs, and pulled out certain information. Now, was this Is this content we created from scratch? We designed the template and the outline, and of course the copy or what you pull out, but all of this is a screenshot. And so is this, and so is this. What's stopping or preventing you, law student, econ student, finance student, from collating, and what in digital we call it curating content from various sources? You're keeping your eye on the ball anyway. You're learning about new theories in economics anyway, right? You are studying, I don't know, this is the lamest example ever, but Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You're studying something anyway. Why not use it and the same information to provide some sort of a launching pad for you beyond that, right? So this is a great way to start a conversation, to talk with other persons, as well as, I think where the real magic in the Digital Jamaica community has come in is by allowing others to talk about their areas of expertise.
Why I took up Twitter and social media.
So this, we're talking to Damian White, and he's known as Rooster's World on Twitter, and he's on other social media platforms. And he's a terrestrial biologist. Now, this is the best example. I don't know any other Jamaican biologist that does what Rooster's World does. He literally go out in the field and in a bush and punt up a hill and in a valley, and he talks about our Jamaican animals, or flora and fauna. By terrestrial biologists, it just means that him don't go out in the water. So marine biologists do water, him do land, right? And so we talked to him about why he used Twitter to share his own expertise. Now, this is a perfect case study. Who really care about iguana and lizard and whatever, but he has been consistently sharing information on these different animals and things that are endemic to Jamaica, so much so that now people are taking their photos, tagging him and asking, hey, what animal is this? He shared a story about his mother being upset with him, or somebody being upset. Okay, as I'm talking about these things, a bee just decided to fly in here and pay me a visit. All right, so I'm gonna play this video and let you hear it, and we'll talk about it. Also, guys, if you have any questions from what I've said so far, after this video, I'm actually going to go into the chat. So you can drop whatever questions that you have in the chat, and we'll have a little powwow, and then I go back to what else I have to share with you. All right.
I could start off one of the main reasons why I took up Twitter and social media. A lot of people believe that we in the Caribbean, when it comes to our just like a biologist or researchers, that we don't have the capacity to do it. And it's that only, sometimes it's only like foreigners can come and do it. So one of my
when you say do it, you mean do research and conduct research and take care of our natural environment. Yeah.
Right. And sad reality is the other day I did a posting where I was in the field and I met some kids and I was asking them when they think of a biologist, what comes to mind. I started to say the first thing was white people, or if it's a black person, it's a foreigner. So my aim was to showcase that we can do some of this work as a researcher. And then it started to evolve now where I reading stuff, and sometimes we at the university, we in our little clique, we have the information there, and we don't find a nice way to break it down and show it to everybody. So then I came up with this idea. We have such cool stuff. So look at it. We tell everybody about that we have the Jamaica iguana. Yeah. So everybody know about iguana. Right.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, man. Jesus is gonna take, That's the one there that you said Jesus getting taken, you know. It's one of our biggest endemic animal. And what a lot of people didn't know is that when we at school, and I want to go to the eat spot, make all of us look like home. But when I was in school, we learned that it was extinct.
Yeah.
And Jamaica was one of the first.
That is true. I learned that too.
Yes, and Jamaica was one of the first, well, I don't want to say one of the first place, but one of the leading countries that found something that we thought was extinct, put in a lot of work to bring it back. But guess what? A lot of the local people don't know about it.
Yeah.
So when you hear about success stories like that, I use like the social media to get rid of the scientific fancy term or jargon or fancy terms that I would use, you know, the endemicity or something special like that. Break it down simple, not long and drawn out, with a pretty picture and sometimes a hip story behind it, and find it to put it out. And then and as you mentioned when you started to talk about Twitter, people in Twitter, one of the things about Twitter, there's a lot of interaction. So when you put something out there, you're going to get all sorts of, chatter about it. So by doing that, a lot of people get interested in the topic, and then it starts to bring awareness. And how I know that it brings awareness? The other day, this man stopped me when I was running, and then he looked at me and tell me, say, boy, I'm going to make him and his wife have a problem in my yard. I was like, what you mean? And he was telling me, boy, after looking at your page where you talk about the lizard, imagine the other night she come kill the lizard, and me tell her a lie. Me beat up the lizard and put it in paper and tell her, me could kill him. After me hear the story, me just pull the door and make the lizard go out. So hearing story like that, my mom told me the other day that in her gardens growing up, if she saw a snake, she would chop him up. No, she said that she can't do it again because she never knew the value of a snake. She didn't know that a lot of our snakes are endemic. They're only found there. And some of them are critically endangered, meaning that any moment you can lose them. So she looked at me and tell me, said, after following, and I can tell you, I do a lot of the stuff for my mom. She's not really in the Twitter, but she like WhatsApp, so I post it on the WhatsApp because lately she started using WhatsApp, which I am so happy she's using. So when I heard that from my mom, I can tell you that I was like, yeah, something is working here, you know?
It's working, yeah.
So that's what the digital space, to showcase the work and to showcase to Jamaica, well, both here and on the diaspora, because from this, the diaspora has now contacted me about they're doing a tree planting program. I know I'm involved in all sorts of things.
That's amazing though.
I could start off one of the main reasons why I took up Twitter and social media.
Okay, so that's another great example, and I'm so happy I was able to share that with you. This is from one of our Digital Jamaica Live Thursday night live sessions. We have it every Thursday at 8 o'clock, so I want to see some of you guys there. But we had this conversation, and in helping you to understand literally the use. So you're using social media, you're using the digital platforms as a vehicle to communicate something. You have an intention, you have a desire. And it's more than I want a job or I want to work. But yes, I want a job, I want to work. But you're literally establishing your credibility, and you're establishing your expertise within a particular area, and you're establishing or setting up the framework. Now, I would have been talking for almost an hour now. It's 3:53, right? I don't have any questions in the chat as yet, but I wanted to know, does anybody have any questions? We could actually bring you on and have you unmute, and then we can have a bit of a back and forth. And I gave you guys a warning. So just want to know, I don't think you have to raise hand. If anybody has a question, I'm giving you guys a few to to either raise it, and then we can go from there. Guys, I'm not going to sit down here and talk to myself, and I want to hear something from one of you guys. So let me know either by dropping something in the chat, or letting me know what you guys are thinking or saying. I would have shared a lot of information preliminarily or so before, what you guys are thinking, and then I can proceed and go from here. If you guys have any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer. If you want to know anything, online marketing, Kadia is dropping into because she's here. So you actually have two digital experts ready to answer any questions that you guys may have about how you can use the online space, how you can use social media to really create opportunities for yourself, whether these are your own opportunities, or if it is that you are trying to align yourself so that you can get a job, get aligned with an organization, stuff like that. So still giving you guys a few moments for all the shy people.
Hi, Monique.
Hello?
Hi, Monique. How are you doing? Kadia here.
Hi, Kadia.
I cannot believe that we have, 18 participants, all university students, I suppose.
Yes.
They took time out of their day today to sit down and listen to you talk, and nobody has a question. Nobody has a comment. Nobody has something that they really want to know. You are already online trying to do something and it's not working, or you need to improve it, so you need some tips. I'm surprised.
Yeah. All right. So we have 3 persons who the brain juices start flowing now. Shante, are you in a position to unmute your microphone, please? No? Okay. So for your question, I wanted to ask you some more details about the website. Yes, if you are creating your own website, you would pay, there are fees associated with getting your domain name and your hosting. Yeah, so the answer is yes. I wanted to get into more details in terms of what it is that you wanted to create, what this concept is or idea, and where you probably were within your journey, so that I could give you a more detailed answer. Hence me asking for you to unmute.
Before you move on though, Monique, from Shante, yeah. you can, there are websites that allow you to create their services, what we call CRM, custom relationship management systems like WordPress, Wix, Weebly. They allow you to actually create a free website. However, you would not have your own domain name. Yes, Google Business Suite as well, which offers a free website setup. You can create a website for yourself. However, you wouldn't have a personalized name. Like for instance, our website, www.digitaldisruptionagency.com, that's a personalized site, www.gleanajamaica.com, etc. So you wouldn't necessarily, there are instances where they allow you to personalize a piece of the domain name. So it would probably say www.wordpress.com/ your name, whatever the domain is, or / a whole heap of numbers or some numbers and text. Either way, you can start now is what we're trying to get across to you. Don't wait until you can afford a domain name, because it's not just the domain name. Remember, there's hosting as well. You have to host the website somewhere, and these are 2 different fees. Right, so you pay to keep your domain name active, yes, and you also pay for hosting, And what hosting does is it's where your website is actually hosted. It's the server on which your website is housed. They call it the hosting server. Yeah. So they just shorten it to hosting. Yeah. So you have to pay for these things as well. But with these free services, they are limited in terms of what you can do, sure. But at least you'll have somewhere that you can send people to. And the good thing about some of these services is that they allow you to then purchase a domain name. So if you want to you want an advanced package with these services, you can still keep your website as you would have set it up in the free version. Yeah. But now you can redirect your domain name to the server where that setup is at. So I'm hoping I'm not going too complicated for you, but the answer is yes, it doesn't have to be yearly. It could be quarterly. It could be sometimes it could be every 2 years, depending on how you set it up. Yes. But there's also hosting, but there are free platforms that you can set up a website on. I think Wix is probably the most popular and the easiest one to set up a website on quickly. And I would encourage persons to just get something up. If it is that you don't necessarily need a website, but you need a portfolio, so you're into graphic design or you're into the arts or one of those spaces, and you can put a portfolio together. Have something to show, right? There are multiple platforms, portfolio platforms that you can upload your work on. The point is having somewhere central on the internet where one, you can be found through a Google search, and two, you can direct someone to if you need to show your work. So that's the whole point.
Right. So even the same breakdown, what we're talking about, resharing this information on a LinkedIn, whatever, you're building your body of work, you're building a portfolio. Now, a lot of the stress or the calamity or the, oh my God, I don't have the work experience, I don't have the whatever, you have competencies, you have experience in things that you would have written, case studies, essays, articles, presentations, whatever. And if that can be cohesively packaged, if that can be presented properly, that can go a very far way in either unlocking opportunities for you or creating your own opportunity. Kiefer is asking, I'd like to know how blogging pays. Is it just the networking aspect that it benefits? No, it's not just about networking. Blogging is a lot more than networking, actually. It's literally you're chronicling whatever journey, you're chronicling your experiences, you're sharing information about a particular thing, right? Now, blogging can be monetized in different ways, just like our influencers, for example. With blogging, if you have your own website, now this one, your domain and your hosting and your stuff paid for, you can run ads on your page, Google Ads, and get paid a percentage of that. Right? So that's one way that blogging pays. But the other way that blogging pays is because now you have a network, you have a community, you have a body of people who are constantly reading your blog, coming back to see what it is that you're talking about. Then brands, companies who want access to your community pay you to write a review, to come to an event. When we looked at Janelle, Simply Local Life, that's how she gets paid. People invite her, hotels, restaurants, whatever, invite her to come, stay, complimentary, stay, eat, play. She gets paid. The cost of the stuff are covered. That's how she live. So that's how that pays.
There's also Jessica in the kitchen.
Yeah, right. Jessica is a big example.
Right. She has multiple streams of income through her blog. Now, Jessica is an attorney at law, a trained attorney at law who can practice law if she so wishes. But she found that, starting her blog, I know she has a dedicated vegan blog. she had way more opportunities available to her. So for instance, as Monique said, opportunities to companies paying you to help with their branding and help expose their products or services or whatever. So influencer marketing in short. Then there's also affiliate marketing where you get a percentage of a cost. So say for instance, Jessica uses a particular type of pot when she's baking or cooking. Jessica uses the pot. Jessica tells her community that, hey, this pot is the best pot I've ever had in my life. It makes my food taste so wonderful. If Jessica links that pot on her website and somebody should click on her affiliate link on the website and buys that pot, Jessica then gets a percentage of whatever the sale price is for that pot. So she does affiliate marketing, but one of the biggest ways Jessica makes money on her blog is being a brand ambassador for certain brands. So what is the flour people there, Monique?
Yeah, Bob's Red Mill, but this one is actually Country Crock, and I'm sure they're pushing this avocado oil plant.
Which is a vegan butter.
Right. So she's it's vegan cheese. Yeah, it's not vegetarian, it's vegan cheese.
No, she's not vegetarian. She's absolutely vegan. No face. She says she doesn't eat anything that had a face.
Yeah, vegan. And she says mostly gluten-free, right?
Gluten-free,
so
yeah.
These brands that have these dairy-free vegan options internationally, because you know, say we don't see these in our supermarket. Internationally, this is the official Country Crock. Right. Now, please, if we rewind, guys, Jessica is a Jamaican.
Living in Jamaica,
one black
but
girl.
She's an international blogger.
Right? Now, her audience comes from around the world. Yes, there is some, still, a lot of companies are just getting used to the online space. A lot of them are getting acquainted with how the space works or operates, but there is the possibility exists to align with companies, businesses, brands.
Have you ever seen her do anything local, Monique? I've not really seen her do anything with any local brands as such. And I see somebody in the comments, in the question section, asking about, Jamaican brands catching on to content marketing. One thing to say is that we don't care whether Jamaican brand, well, that's not true. Because I am very perturbed, Monique will tell you about how slow we are to connect the dots on certain things. But when you're online, the beauty of the online space is that you don't have to restrict yourself to Jamaica. You don't have to restrict yourself to a Jamaican market and what they are acclimatized to or not. You now open yourself up, and I think when Matthew was reading Monique's bio, Monique said it in her bio, digital opens you up to not only local markets, but regional and international markets. Jessica in the Kitchen is a proper international blogger. When she does anything local, is usually to give a talk or something, because she finds that she gets more access to bigger brands internationally because they are already in the space. They understand digital marketing. They understand the power of content marketing. Monique said it earlier, we're really just catching up because COVID has forced us to explore these new spaces, but this is not new. It's not novel. Jessica is not doing anything that is super special. She's literally following the playbook of international bloggers and how they make money and how they make a living. They make a living basically being brand ambassadors for multiple brands. And that's another beauty of it. They can pick, choose, and refuse which brand they represent, when they represent that brand, how they represent that brand, and how much that brand pays them for representation. Now, everybody's not going to win at blogging. You have to like it. Now, I'm going to do another shameless plug, Monique, please allow me. The Digital Jamaica podcast, we sat down with Jessica and we had almost a 1.5 hour conversation with her, picking her brains as to exactly what she did to become such a big blogger, and she spilled the beans. She told us everything. So if you're interested in learning how to become a blogger, Go and listen. It's podcast episode 21. It's on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. Or you can listen to it on our blog, thedigitaljamaica.com, and you just look for Jessica in the Kitchen. Monica, I don't know if you could bring that up. Look for Jessica in the Kitchen, and you will see that episode. When I tell you that she told us everything. She went in. She told us what tools she used, how she set up, how she do her branding, how she reach out to brands, how she correspond with brands, how she negotiate pricing. Everything is in that episode. So please go and listen to it, guys, if you want to learn more about blogging. And really, blogging is content marketing. That's really what blogging is. So the person who asked about content marketing, I hope that answers your question. Kiefer again was talking about content marketing. You don't have to limit yourself to Jamaica. Another example is Siobhan Morgan from Proud Jamaicans. He has an online community, a huge online community, mostly on Instagram and Facebook. And he makes his money selling Jamaican branded items, so t-shirts, different clothing apparels, hats, mugs, different things. And he was only able to do that because of content marketing and how he has positioned his brand within the diaspora community. So there you have it again, guys. So there are countless examples. Don't limit yourself to just Jamaica. We're really just catching on. So you'll find a lot of these concepts, they may not work for a local market, or they may have a limited effect in a local market, but they will work for you on a more global market. And just in case you guys didn't know, Jamaica is a big deal. Jamaica is a humongous deal, and especially online, there is a demand for Jamaican made products, for Jamaican items, for Jamaican expertise, for Jamaican knowledge base, and a lot of things. There's actually a demand for it. You just have to make sure that you're finding your right people and that you're adequately supplying that demand, right, Monique?
Yeah. Okay, right. So I've shared the link to our discussion with Jessica in the chat for you guys to check out. And you will get a lot of information, out of the background info in going through the details. Yeah. Going back to the chat and the questions, Rochelle is asking, starting a business is a bit complicated in this pandemic. What advice would I give to that person? Now, everything is complicated within this pandemic. Starting a business is complicated. Being broke is complicated. Feeling helpless is complicated. It's all complicated, right? And trust me, all of us feeling it, right? All of us, right? However, despite there being, or probably because of there being a pandemic, there are a lot of opportunities that have presented themselves that literally 6 months ago may not have been as lucrative. 6 months ago may not have existed for you or for us, right? So there are a lot of, the tides have changed with certain things. Now it's up to you now to sit, to explore, to ideate, to think of what you want to do, or to see what is needed so that you can provide something of value that people will want to pay for, or that they will pay for, who your audience is, so that you know these persons either can pay, or because sometimes in building a community, who follows you and who interacts with you and engages with you may not be who pay you. The persons, if I go onto Jessica's page now and I'm enjoying her amazing, by the way, I want you to know that I made this curry coconut chickpea, and mine was nice. I never used no lime, but mine still tastes nice, right? I did this, right? If I do this, I'm not paying Jessica. I'm enjoying the benefits of her recipes and stuff online. But by virtue of having thousands of people reading certain blog posts, Bob's Red Mill PR, country crock pay her. So it may not be immediate. Some of the things that you do online, it may not be immediate. You might not see the return same time. But I think that if you really look at this thing that Jessica, for example, has done, you could have blind, but you would see that it lucrative and it make money. You best believe it, because her husband works with her. Her husband works for her. And if you look at the house, it is not no DBDB. All right. She was studying to be an attorney. And after she done do the attorney work, certification, she turned food blogger. Where that tell you she earning more than she would have earned as a attorney.
But not only that.
Law. Okay. All right.
But not only that, guys, you would notice too, if you were paying attention, that a lot of new businesses have sprung up since COVID. Now, the idea is that if you fall within certain categories, your business should survive, or whatever new entity you start or any new startup that you're getting into should survive. And the categories are convenience, comfort, and necessity. Now you'll find that there's a lot of necessity-based businesses popping up. So delivery services, how many new delivery companies you've seen popping up since the pandemic? There are also opportunities for companies to pivot. So you find that PriceSmart is now pivoting. They're now offering delivery services. They've teamed up with Mailpack, which didn't usually deliver groceries, but now Mailpack is also pivoting.
No man, Mailpack has been delivering it for a long time now. But the thing
delivering
is,
groceries?
Yeah, man, from PriceSmart, from High-Low, and from one other place.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware of that because I only saw them pushing that since COVID.
Yeah.
But partnerships are being formed. For instance, KFC with 7Crave.
They've been, Mailpack has been knocking on PriceSmart's door for years.
Right. And so
their arrangement wasn't a formal arrangement. It was
so they formalized it during COVID.
Yes.
Okay. Because I know that it wasn't something 7Crave was actively advertising until the pandemic, and then it was everywhere. Not 7Crave, sorry, Mailpack, and then it was everywhere.
Yeah, because no, you have a
formal arrangement.
They likely are now paying, so they would have advertised it. They would have whatever, but no, you have the full force and gusto going behind it. Plus, their arrangement previously, Mailpack had to buy PriceSmart card and go join line like everybody else, and you'd see their people in the Mailpack shirts shopping the supermarket shelf just like you and picking up items and going to join checkout line just like me and you. So I'm sure with their formal arrangement, they have some additional things in place to facilitate that process a lot easier.
Right. So you're finding a lot of necessity companies popping up, a lot of necessity deals going on. So Rainforest Seafood have been doing deal bags.
And I have
Monique has been living the best life with them. Similarly, CPJ have been also doing boxes, deal boxes.
At the first time ever buy shrimp.
Right. So they've been doing deal boxes. So guys, listen, I see somebody said that, I think somebody said that they have idea, but they're still researching. Research is good. Rochelle says, I have ideas, but I feel stagnant. If whatever your idea is, Rochelle, if it falls within those categories, necessity, comfort, or convenience, you're in a good space. Now, comfort can mean anything really and truly. So it's a very wide category, because if you are a baker, baking baked goods is usually considered luxury items. However, baked goods can be.
1 second. I would like because you're gonna go through a overall or overview. I want to know if Rochelle is actually available to come on with us and share, if she would like to, 1 or 2 of her ideas or what she was exploring or thinking about, and we can actually help her.
Right, because only Rochelle, Shante, and Keith are interested in online, apparently.
Yeah, but that's all right.
Persons,
that's okay. I'm going to help Rochelle. Rochelle talk. Rochelle is talking, so Rochelle know what she's doing. And these are two digital experts who may have opportunities, and you all to provide or to open. So if Rochelle,
a lot of these persons, I'm almost sure they're all online in some capacities on some social media platform.
Yeah.
But I want you guys to understand that a casual user of, we're not talking about casual use of social media platform where you go post a nice picture in your birthday outfit, or you and your boo all cuddle up, or you're going hashtag relationship goals. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about bluntly making money online, and posting pictures with you and your boo not gonna make you make money online unless you and your boo is at a hotel where they're paying you to stay at the hotel to talk about them facilities.
Yeah.
So we are literally talking about not casual use of social media, but using social media, using other digital platforms,
very deliberately,
like email, like website, like mobile, like WhatsApp. People don't realize that WhatsApp can be a money-making tool to earn money.
Okay, Rochelle, can you unmute, please? Okay, she says she come in. I have got a private question. Is it only through brand deals that somebody can get paid on Instagram? I think we would have answered. I think we would have answered a part of that already.
You can literally sell directly from Instagram. It's just how you go about selling on Instagram and on any social media platform. It's not like how you would sell if you had a storefront, or
if it was down a town on sidewalk. $30.
Yeah, that doesn't really work on social media. There's an art to selling on social media without actually appearing that you're like selling anything on social media. It's a part of it is building out your own community, like Jessica in the Kitchen. When Jessica in the Kitchen did that whipped coffee thing, that she literally went viral. It was the beginning of COVID. People were just being sent home. People were restless and panicking and wondering what to do. And Jessica said, "Oh, hey guys, look, I did whipped coffee." And people went mad for whipped coffee. And she had thousands of reshares, and well, hundreds of those. In fact, her thing were viewed, I think, over 1 million times. I think her whipped coffee thing, her whipped coffee even ended up on even bigger blogs than hers, bigger food blogs than hers. Everybody was talking about. Celebrities were doing whipped coffee. Yeah. Politicians were doing whipped coffee. Everybody was whipping coffee and tagging her in it. And she went viral that way. Now, is Jessica selling whipped coffee? No, she's selling her blog, and she's selling vegan. And since then, Jessica's, Country Crack, come on, Country Crack wasn't an ambassador for Country Crack before. Mm-hmm. So now you find that Jessica has several new brand ambassadorships that she's pushing, and I'm sure it's because she went viral. So there are ways of selling, and this what we're looking at here is content marketing. Social media is content marketing. Everything that you see online is content. So when you see people put out content on a consistent basis, it's content marketing. It's just that it looks differently in different places. So social media marketing largely is content marketing on social channels. And social channels operate different from websites, operate different from mobile channels, operate different from email channels. So how you market on those other channels is all content marketing, but it has a different stripe depending on where you are.
Yeah. So
she saw it on TikTok a lot. Yes, Shante, it was a Jamaican. Jessica in the Kitchen. Whipped coffee, that's where the craze started.
Yeah. Right here, so right, and
Jessica lives in Kingston, so
even if you look at something like this, she's dealing with a vegetarian.
Well, you don't have to show your camera, Rochelle. You can just unmute. She said she look like how she feel. Me and you both, sister. That's why I don't have my camera on.
Just unmute.
Just unmute your mic.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Rochelle.
Hi.
Yeah, man.
So before the pandemic started, I had an idea of a t-shirt company. I had my brand set down, everything set out. So I was to brandish the designs. I even have the designs written down.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pandemic struck, and I had to use my little savings to help my family. So I am back to
square one. Mm-hmm.
The ideas as it relates to podcasts and stuff, because I can construct some good stories, and I think it, in some sense, comfort. I'm not sure, but in the other areas, probably.
Okay, so you had the t-shirt idea. What are you studying?
I'm studying forensic chemistry.
Bap. All right. You're getting more interesting as we.
However, I am artistic. I can paint, I can dance, I can sing, I can act. So I try to keep myself a bit flexible.
Okay, so.
Ever heard of Kingston Creative?
No.
I think Kingston Creative could be a really good place for you to explore your creative side. And they have a lot of opportunities available for creatives in that space. But what is the thing that you want to focus your attention on? Because you can do all of those things, sure, but only one or two of them could possibly be a money maker for you. So what are the areas that you think you want to focus your attention on? Because you see, niching down in the digital space
is very important.
It's very important.
It's where the gold is. Even if we look at Jessica in the kitchen, she does vegan food. That's it. So once you go on her page, so if you're thinking of being a little healthier, if you were interested in reducing your meat intake, if you're so it's very clear why you would go on Jessica's page. Plus, I think them look up. Like,
Money, do me a favor. Can you go on Instagram and just type in Empower Youth Teas? Because this was somebody who pivoted her business and riding out the COVID waves, and she does t-shirts, and I think Rochelle said she wanted to
the t-shirts.
The t-shirts. So Aishiba Cornwell, she has no slightly pivoted her business.
Corona can't stop me shine.
Right. So you see what's happening there, right?
Yeah. Survivor. These are funny. Hashtag I am capable. Bap. Yeah, I like that. Like if I had just gone through what those 6 formers just went through, me would have buy one of them, yeah. I would have buy one. It's simple. Prove them wrong. Success are the best revenge.
So the point of showing you this is just to let you know that it is possible to still go ahead and start your t-shirt company. There are certain things that, because t-shirt company could fall under comfort, because you find a lot of people doing the whole COVID thing now. It's affirmations, it's something to help people get over it. You know, you laugh, you ever hear the saying Jamaicans take bad things make joke? We literally do that all the time, and people will pay you money if you put it on a shirt so them can take it make joke too. Serious thing. So I don't think you should give up on your t-shirt dreams. The thing with t-shirts is the more funny, the more quirky, the more entertaining the t-shirts are, right. So the more sales you will get in that regard. So I mean, pursue it if it's something that you're really interested in doing, and your other artistic abilities can come out on your t-shirts. So you say you dance, you can do a nice little graphic with a nice little Jamaican dread hair girl in her little Jamaican color tutu, dancing in the face of Corona or something cute like that.
Yeah.
And you have a nice little shirt maybe for children. Could maybe do a children's line in a Jamaican color tutu. I have not seen that, Monique, have you? In a Jamaican color tutu, a little black girl dancing in her little Jamaican color tutu. You can make the tutu glitter, because since you're selling it to children, you know what I mean? Make your creativity come out on your t-shirts.
And you mentioned about storytelling. Now, storytelling is one of the biggest assets to have online, no matter which of the areas that you choose to explore, because the truth is, Rochelle, you have many opportunities or many aspects, vehicles, areas to explore. But so even like a Jessica, who is an attorney who now literally did like baking, and she did it to relax, and then she said, okay, some people can take some orders, so let me do a website. And she realized people really like this, all right, so let's make this legit. But she's not trying to give you legal advice on her food blog. Right? So there's a certain amount of focus. So a part of it is kind of taking a step back. Yes, you had the t-shirt idea. You have an opportunity to say, I brought up Nico. This is his Bootleg Rockstar merch page. And Nico is Bootleg Rockstar. His own, this was in May, staying home and staying lit. And in his thing, his designs and stuff always have a bit of personality in it. So even this from last year, all I want for Christmas, clean skin, sugar daddy, less drama. He's provocative, so in things and will have expletives and stuff on it. Wish list $1 billion, a cool beer. So there are the playbook is there. The playbook is, and another thing, Nico is Jamaican. So you see this aesthetic, and you see this look and feel, and this very culture. Some of the even street style that we might have seen overseas in a Vogue or in a whatever magazine.
Speaking of Vogue,
we can create.
Speaking of Vogue,
yeah, the Vogue challenge.
Yes. You want to tell them?
And there were a whole. All right, you bust it. Come feel say you will bust it better than me. Go ahead.
No, it's just no. Monique mentioned Vogue street style, and just to let you know that Jamaicans really showed up and showed out on that Vogue challenge, to the point where several of them were featured in Vogue Teen. Including Nico. I think Nico won, didn't he?
So it wasn't a win. Vogue Teen had recognized 30 best Vogue challenges, and Nico and Abigail, who is Buju Banton daughter, were actually featured in that list. But it wasn't because of Buju daughter, it was because they found the stuff and they enjoyed it and they shared it online.
And this too, guys, is another way that digital creates opportunities for you, because Nico was always popular. Don't get me wrong. Nico was always popular, but now his popularity has transcended into a more formal space and into a more traditional space, because since then Nico is all over the TV, all over radio, everywhere now, right? So just an opportunity like this, it was a stupid little Vogue challenge, and I will forever think it was a stupid little Vogue challenge that Teen Vogue did to really make themselves relevant. It was just a hashtag thing, and you know how Jamaican people extra. So we took it and next level it, and they just had no other option but to acknowledge that we are the shizzle. Yeah. And a lot of opportunities have come their way because of it.
that Abigail had done for the Vogue challenge?
So guys, it's a matter of paying attention, being observant, jumping into things if it is relevant to you and your brand, and seeing how you can, and any opportunity for positive exposure, take it. Do something, get yourself involved in the space, start talking about what it is that you're good at. As Monique says, you can do that in increment. You just learned something new today, talk about what you just learned today. Nobody's going to, you're not going to go off on tangents and talk about things that you don't know. You're only talking about and what we call exercising your expertise in the areas that you are already good at, right? So you don't have to feel too self-conscious about doing that, because you're staying in your lane and you're only talking about things that you know. But the opportunities, guys, when Monique says, when we say the opportunities online are almost limitless, we are not even kidding. You can go viral for the stupidest things. You can go viral for the most minor trivial things because you made a bunch of people laugh, and just like that, you're viral.
Okay, so Flow doesn't want me to be great, so this page is taking like 10 years to load, but just to show you, this is the header photo for the entire article, and this photo, Abigail Mary, this is one of the Jamaicans. This is Buja Daughter shot, right? So as a part of the Vogue challenge, they had narrowed down and said 13 persons who Vogue, through Vogue Teen, really enjoyed. And yeah, they chose some random ass, some stuff, but see Abigail here? Okay, so here's mine. Can a girl manifest a little? And the shots. And other persons showcasing their stuff. Aggie Boy, that, and Nico. And so another lesson from this is, these weren't shots that they took the day of or the day before when the challenge came up. It's when preparation meets opportunity, you get this magic happening, because Nico is a stylist. This is his work. This is what he does. He had these photos in the back already. And again, for those of us here, Nico never studied no fashion design or color coordination or whatever. I don't even remember what Nico studied at university. Probably was over SOSI. He went to UA. But he had a dream, a passion, a drive, something that he enjoyed. And by using digital platforms, the online space, he has successfully created opportunities for himself. This bus isn't just about getting a run-of-the-mill or a feature in a magazine. I know international people have knocked on Nico's door because of this feature. That's the importance. That's the space, you sharing what it is that you have from now and consistently building and growing and getting better at it, provides you with the opportunity. Put your foot in the door to take advantage of things when they actually come up. Yes. All right. So
is Rochelle still there?
No, Rochelle mute back herself.
I'm listening.
Okay, yeah, but okay, so what I would encourage you to do, Rochelle, is to kind of take some quiet time and kind of go through and really think about it in terms of what it is that you want, and which of these areas you think, whether this is your mental escape when you're done with the lab, and when you're done do all the test tube, and when you're done do all of them something there, you're just going to dance. What do you already do? Your hobbies, something that you just really like. You're singing in the shower, you're whatever. Whether it is you even if you look at Meet the Mitchells and Tammy starting the episode with "Good morning to you, and how do you do? Good morning, good morning, good morning to you." I know every damn body know our little fool baby wake up song. Yeah. No, it's literally looking at the things that you do, what it is that you like and enjoy, because where you invest your energy, you have to invest your energy where you want it to grow. If you not really, when you're done with the lab, you want to put down the lab and you want to left it right there, so nobody take it up elsewhere and drag it in other places. No, you can chronicle your work and you can integrate it or help to cement certain things in your minds in certain ways. If you in your studying create a little anagram or a little rhythm or tune or something so that you recall your information, people around the world can benefit from that in a goodie. So your song, your singing can intertwine with your chemistry, or you can showcase something cool or new. Forensic chemistry. Remember what forensic chemistry is? That sounds like the only forensic I know is a forensic pathologist, so you look on dead people. But so whatever area or something you learn, a new thing or whatever, you can integrate it. But I would say take a step back. I know you had plotted your t-shirt, your whatever. Take a step back and try and figure out, what do I want to do?
But she can incorporate her chemistry with her t-shirt. I've seen where persons use, like for instance, coders will have some clever coding thing where kind of spell out something, but they put it in code and only other coders would get it. Wink, wink, right? Oh, that's so funny. You're so clever. Nerd humor. Nerd humor.
Nerd humor.
Nerd humor sells t-shirts more than anything else. So you can combine your chemistry. So say CO2, Cu2, something, some clever way of using like chemical language
person
to put on a t-shirt, and you never know, you could just be talking to chemists who find it clever and funny and who want the t-shirts because they want to associate themselves, because look at me, how clever I am, I get it and you don't. That sells. Exclusivity sells. So that's why we talk about niching down to a particular market. So all of your talents could actually combine into one t-shirt and help you even sell more t-shirts.
Yeah.
So don't feel that you are limited and you're constrained online. There's no constraint. Literally, the angel have an OnlyFans. Come on, there's no constraint. So that's what we're talking about. No, I am not mad at her for having an OnlyFans. She's making money on OnlyFans. And I mean, it may not be my cup of tea or your cup of tea, but she know what she's doing. You know what I mean? So, and the digital platform is there, and she feel that she can create a platform within that platform and earn from it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. No
hate. Marketer, I'm like, you go the angel and make some money, right? Yeah. The ethics of it, the morality of it is not for me to judge. She's a grown woman. So, and it's just the point that she has discovered, and you'll notice a lot of celebrities
are transition.
D-list, C-list, B-list celebrities are running in on these digital platforms because they know that there's money to be made there.
Yeah.
So why are we not, we're not celebrity with no letter of the alphabet celebrity, right? So why are we not exploring these spaces?
Opportunities.
Too, as Monique says, a lot of them would have realized that their bank account not as strong as they thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running in on these spaces now. And because we are not there, we have not established ourselves there, they're running serious competitions with digital personalities now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, but I think that there's space for everybody. Certainly the digital space not going to run out. It's almost infinite. So there's space for everybody, and with your unique talents and your unique thing where you're a chemist, forensic chemist. I never even knew there was such a thing. Forensic chemist. And you're doing something.
Dancer, actress.
Yes, singer, dancer. I mean, you can combine all of these things into one very entertaining, very informative platform and earn money from people. You could earn money from people in the educational space. You could earn money from people in the entertainment space. You could earn money from NGOs. There's so many opportunities and so many areas where you can branch out.
Especially with the fact that we are pushing the STEAM agenda.
You could become your very own STEAM. You could create your very own STEAM ambassadorship online and get Digicel to pay for talks.
We're not talking Digicel. We're talking about UNICEF and UNESCO and PAHO. That's what we're talking. And who? Because the truth is, if right now, if we need an ambassador or representative to talk about certain issues, coronavirus, certain things like that. No, first of all, I don't even know what forensic chemistry is, right? What you are an expert within a certain capacity within that field, within understanding how things like that work, right? So if you have an online platform, why do you think that Philip Coombs, I can't even Philip Coombs, right? Philip Coombs, the doctor, Doc Rivers, has gotten deals with the Ministry of Health and with Purity and with Island Eyewear, and they're paying him. They might pay him, right? But it's because he has done the extra work in taking out time, going online. And when he started, you think his first video he got paid? I can tell you no. You think his second video he got paid? No. Third, no. But in building out a community and actually sharing, he didn't do anything that he didn't like to do. Him love dance and him love dancehall and him love party. And he will do him like a, hey, and showcase it. But he's a doctor. He's a doctor and he's a human and a Jamaican, and him love our local things. And through showcasing his expertise in his own way, he didn't come on and say the mitochondria and the cytoplasm, they're connected by the medulla oblongata. And he didn't do that. He came in and him said, diabetes, where you call sugar, and talked to
and bus gas.
No name gas, no, stuff like that, and literally took our terminology, our ways we said things, and made it understandable, relatable, break down some terms or some stuff that may be more complex into simple terms.
Literally using his expertise, exercising his expertise in a layman's way, so layman could understand.
So we only
turning that into
content. So we only have about 15 minutes left. So I wanted to just run through just some general tips for everybody, and then if I have any final words or whatever that can be, or final questions at the end that can be facilitated. So where do's and don'ts are concerned, we would have covered some of this already. You definitely want to figure out what it is that you want to talk about, what your brand, because you are your brand. What is your brand and what do you want people to know about you? The next pillar that would have come out is being consistent. So you want to be sharing, to be seen as an authority. You actually have to be an authority. You have to be sharing or showcasing or something. You have to have something, have a buzz, something. And it's very important for me, and I would urge and encourage each and every one of you to do something you love, which is why I said, Rochelle, back to the drawing board to kind of just take a step back and make sure, all right, that's so. I eat that. Yeah, because it does take energy and it takes effort. Don't try to be anybody but yourself. Don't try and be Terry Carell. Don't try and be Philip Coombs. Don't try and be Jessica. in representing or in being in the online space, you don't have to be anybody else but yourself. What Kadia just mentioned, read a chemistry t-shirt. I can't do a chemistry t-shirt. No, that's not my thing, but you can. A coder can do a coding and some weird JavaScript or CSS or HTML talk, and oh God, that's so funny and so ha 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 ha. I don't know the first thing about that. Yeah. So you in your own, you don't have to be Nico and saying, you know, I'm so sexy and being outside in my underwear and a t-shirt to sell a t-shirt. You don't have to do that. But that's Nico's way. And people like that, and people like your way too, right? And you don't have to do what the crowd is doing. Expressing yourself on social media, you can express yourself however you want to. We talk about the angel having our OnlyFans. You can express however you want to, but it comes with a caveat. You just have to be aware that every action that you take and inaction, it has consequences. So you can, there's nothing prohibiting you expressing however it is that you want to express explicitly. If you want to go wind up on your head top and boom flick downstairs, you can do it. However, you just have to accept that whatever it is that you do online in life has consequences. I also wanted to drop in here that popularity does not particularly mean buy-in or that people like you. Just because you're popular doesn't mean that people like you or that they will buy from you. And a prime example is mackerel, for example. A lot of people follow or followed, but we'll say follow, or Candy, right? Just to comment, just to say something nasty about her, just to laugh at her, just to whatever. It doesn't mean that if Mackerel had a soap line or a hair line or whatever, that you'd buy it, or if she promoting somebody else's brand, that you would buy it. You're there to laugh, right? So don't just run down likes or popularity metrics, comments and shares. Don't just run that down. Try to actually build something that you want to build. Yeah. And lastly, there is no version of you that is just the you on social media. That don't exist. And if that exists, we might have to ask for some help for you, right? But this illusion that there's a different you on social, maybe you portray certain aspects, maybe you portray your professional side, or you have a page for this, your dancing is over here, or your whatever, but the point or the purpose of social is that it is social, that you are gonna you're gonna communicate, people are gonna share with you and you're gonna share with them, right? Now, when we're talking about this, I think a part of the thinking is about how you show up online affecting your potential employers or other persons who want to work with you, which goes back to the same thing I said about accepting the consequences, because some things may be unsuitable in certain circumstances, or not seen as something very good in certain circumstances, but in others, it makes sense. And I'm actually going to show you exactly what I mean by that, because I know that that was kind of cryptic, right? And while I'm bringing it up, I'm just going to finish. Yeah, how you can actually segue into somebody's life, aka somebody you want to get to know, their DMs, tweets, send them messages. You can ask for opportunities. No, you don't want to be that guy who is just a leech, who just, or an opportunist, who is blood hungry and is just begging everybody everything, and can you do this and follow this page and like my picture and whatever. No, you don't want to be that guy, especially with a potential employer. You don't want to be that guy. But there is an art, or there is a way to slide into somebody's DMs, to tweet, to subtweet somebody, and start a conversation or get noticed within a field or industry. Now, I'm bringing up an example. If my internet will just work with me here. All right. All right. So what I meant by in certain circumstances, some things may not be appropriate, but in others, they would be. In other words, I'm not giving you a broad brush or blanket statement to say, don't whine on your head top. And literally, we're going to use that example because this is Christina Gonzalez, right? And she is a fitness instructor. That's her bread and butter. That's what she does. She has since gone, I'm not sure if she's finished yet. I think she's pursuing her Bachelor's of Science in Physiotherapy at UWI to diversify, but that's still within her wheelhouse, fitness, body. And she was 2019 Jamaican bikini bodybuilder competition. She win some big bodybuilding competition and gets sent to the Caribbean to do things, right? Now, why I'm saying I'm not gonna tell you not to go on your head top, literally, this is Christina's page. No, this is in line though with her brand, with what she does, with why she exists, with her flavor. Now, her brand is this, dancing. And not all of it is sexual or sensual. Right? Some of it will literally be around working out. This is a special for breast cancer awareness. So she's in her pink and whatever, doing her high intensity program. And as you see, a lot of her stuff is around dance, and she loves to dance and stuff. So that's where the point comes in. While typically a broad brush or a broad stroke statement may be, don't be dressed half naked, or don't go on your head top, or whatever. For some people, that's exactly what you need to do. But caveat, your actions have consequences. You know, for example, you're applying for a job, interviewers check your social media. It's not rocket science. They type in your name, they're gonna find you, and they can find your Finsta too. So make sure that you're intentional about what it is that you're sharing and that you're having within the digital space. Yeah. And on that note, I've seen Matthew dropping some links in the chat for you guys to register and to fill out the evaluation form as well. So if you have any questions, you can definitely private message Matthew. But that's it for me. Does anyone have any questions from our session or anything else that I've said since we last did the breakout? Just going to open the last 2 or so minutes for anybody who might have any questions. Guys, the time's soon done. if you have anything that you want to ask, no question is a stupid question, guys. We're all here to learn and to share. So if you have any, all right, fine. If it's not a question, you had a comment, you had something you wanted to say or to share, please feel free to drop it in the chat. All right. Well, it was my pleasure, and I'm sure Kadia was happy to assist to help you guys. Rochelle, you are a star, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is that you share and have. Raj is saying, great and interesting presentation. Thank you. It was my pleasure to share with you guys. Abigail, yep, very informative. Thank you, Abby. Okay, guys. So, yes, Rochelle, you're a star. We believe in you. Yeah, and you have a whole heap of opportunities. There is no one straight line. I think one thing that I would say, if I was in you guys' position, and especially now with what's happening, just letting you know, there's not one straight line. You're gonna find what it is that you want to do. There is no meant to do. At least I haven't found no meant to do yet, but right? But every opportunity that you take up helps to prepare you for that ultimate that you want. So building your digital presence now, before you're trying to leave UTech in 4th year, you have to start building it now. You can't establish the Instagram page and expect it to be big and bad when you're graduating. It don't work that way. You have to start from now and go on chronicling your stuff. And this is how you get better. You don't start looking like Christina or start looking like Jessica or you start out with a janky photo, pixelated, blurry, not centered. You start where you are and you keep improving and you keep refining and you get better. Giovanni says, thanks for the session. The presentation was amazing. Now I have class. All the best in your class. Guys, if you are free, I'm really going to encourage you to join us tonight on Instagram at digital.jamaica. We have our Instagram live session and we're talking about FOMO. We're dealing with some more information about marketing, so you can find out more info in that session later. And we actually have some upcoming courses as well, workshops. You can check out Digital Disruption Agency for more information. Something is tickling my nose. Okay, Matthew, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Monique and KDL. Thank you guys so much. Very thorough, very detailed, very planned out, very in-depth. So I'm sure we all took something or some things or quite a lot from this presentation. For me, it was very eye-opening for one. You know, especially when you had brought up Terry Carell, I had no idea she had a vet science background. So I was like, wow, okay. So, you know, that among other things, you know, was really eye-opening and eye-catching for me. So overall, again, I want to thank you and your team member for coming to handle this presentation for us. Again, and I echo some of the sentiments of some of the students. Very good presentation, very in-depth, very to the T, detailed, everything. Thank you. Thank you. So with nothing more said, thank you again for taking the time out of your schedule to come and speak to us, to impart your knowledge, your expertise, you know, your wisdom, your experience as well. And, you know, for giving us the examples and, you know, and for making the presentation very relatable for us. You know, it's very much appreciated. And, all being well, we look forward to having you again for future sessions. So thank you again, Ms. McIntosh, and to your team. All the best to you guys. And thank you all for coming out and for tuning in today. We meet again same time next week for another in the series. Thank you, guys. Have a good afternoon.
Thanks, Matthew.
No problem.